It begins quietly. A shift so small, you almost miss it. One day, the reflection in the mirror feels unfamiliar. The smile you practiced doesn't quite reach your eyes. You whisper to yourself, "I'm fine," but the words taste like lies. Slowly, the weight of unmet expectations and silent comparisons begins to press down. The girl you once knew, the one who laughed freely, who believed she was enough, starts to fade into the background. And in her place, a stranger takes form. Someone who measures worth only by the approval of others. Someone who forgets how to love the person staring back at her. This is the first fracture. The beginning of losing yourself. Not in a sudden collapse, but in the slow erosion of who you are. It doesn't arrive like a storm. It creeps in, steady and relentless. The voice in your head grows louder, sharper. Every flaw is magnified. Every mistake feels like proof you are unworthy. You scroll through other people's lives, convinced that everyone is moving forward while you remain stuck, sinking deeper into yourself. Nights stretch long, filled with silence heavy enough to crush you. Mornings feel like battles before they even begin. You try to hold on to pieces of yourself, but they slip through your fingers. You smile at others while secretly breaking apart. You laugh at jokes but feel nothing inside. You are surrounded by people, yet lonelier than ever. And then it happens, the quiet surrender. The moment you stop fighting, not because the war is over, but because you no longer believe you can win. This is the lowest point. The point where you almost forget that healing is even possible. It doesn't happen all at once. One day, you wake up and realize the voice in your head isn't quite as loud. The words, "Not enough," don't cut as deep as before. You catch your reflection in the mirror and, for the first time in a long time, you don't look away immediately. You pause. You see the tired eyes, the imperfect skin, the scars, and instead of judgment, there is a softness. A quiet thought enters. Maybe I don't need to be perfect to be worthy. Acceptance is not fireworks. It's not loud or sudden. It is the steady hum of allowing yourself to exist without constant criticism. It is noticing the way the sunlight lands on your face and choosing to see beauty in it. It is forgiving yourself for the mistakes that kept you up at night. It is realizing that the person you lost, the one you thought was gone, never truly left. She was waiting, patiently, for you to turn back to her. This stage is fragile. It feels like learning to walk again after years of crawling. Some days you slip, and the old voice creeps back in. But now, instead of surrendering, you remind yourself, "I am still learning." Acceptance is not about silencing the darkness completely. It is about learning to live with it, without letting it consume you. It is about saying, "This is me, flawed, imperfect, but still deserving of love." It feels different from acceptance. Healing is not just allowing yourself to exist. It is choosing to nurture that existence. It is actively replacing cruelty with kindness. It is looking at your reflection and saying, "You are worth protecting." It is feeding yourself, not because you must, but because you deserve care. It is resting, not out of weakness, but out of respect for your body. Healing is slow, but it is alive. You start to notice laughter returning to you in unexpected moments. You find yourself humming songs you forgot you loved. You let yourself be held, not only by others, but by your own arms when no one else is there. You create small rituals, a favorite tea in the morning, a journal at night, a walk with no destination. Each one whispers, "I matter. My presence matters." It is not a straight path. Some days will feel heavy, like you were back at the beginning. But the difference now is that you know how to stand again. Healing is not erasing pain, but weaving it into the story of who you are becoming. A stronger you, a softer you, a you that knows her worth is not determined by scars, but by the courage to live despite them. It begins quietly, like a seed taking root. And then, one day, you realize it has grown into something steady, something undeniable. You no longer look at yourself as someone broken, but as someone becoming. You smile in the mirror, not because everything is perfect, but because you have survived everything that tried to break you. Self-love is not vanity. It is not arrogance. It is waking up and choosing to be gentle with yourself. It is setting boundaries without guilt. It is celebrating small victories that no one else notices. It is looking at your reflection and saying, I love you. I'm proud of you. It is the quiet confidence of knowing you are whole, even if you are still healing. And it feels different from the sadness that started it all. It feels lighter, freer. Like breathing after being underwater too long. Like finally coming home to yourself after being lost for years. This is the love you thought you needed from everyone else. The love that makes you steady, unshakable, ready to face the world not because it is kind, but because you are kind to yourself. Loving yourself again is not the ending. It is the beginning of everything.